Okay, so today I'm giving advice to high school players, and really you can take this advice no matter the level that you're at. But we're in the middle of the high school season, and this is my sixth year coaching high school baseball, I believe, sixth or seventh year coaching high school baseball, first year as a head coach. And I've gotten a lot of questions about my experience so far. And so I want to give a little bit of advice to things to keep in mind if you're a high school player. Two really, really important things to keep in mind. And we've talked about this a lot to our players. And I think it'll be really helpful in a couple of different ways. And the two tips that I have for players are, one, really commit to the process and not just the outcome. And two is to play for the team and not just for yourself. And I think this is going to make you a better player if you're able to do both of these things and make for a better experience, okay? And that's probably the most important thing. I think most players want to have a positive experience when it comes to playing high school baseball, right? And so let me kind of delve into each of these and explain my thoughts and kind of what I see and what I've seen over the years. Okay, so let's start with the first one, focusing on the process and not the results. So let's just start off with the results first, right? Someone that just focuses on the results or the outcome. And all that simply is what actually happens, right? Are you out or are you safe, right? If you're a pitcher and you throw the ball, did you give up a hit or did you get it out, right? Now, although those things are important, right? You don't want to just focus on the result, right? Because the results a lot of the time are out of your control. And it's important to control what you can control, right? Control the controllables. And so let's just say as a hitter, you can do everything right and still get out. So it makes no sense to worry about the results or the outcomes if you don't really have complete control over that, right? You can get a good pitch to hit, you can hit the ball hard, and you can hit it right at somebody, right? And so it's really important to focus on the process. And the process is all the things that have to happen for a good result to hopefully happen, right? Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but hopefully happen. So process would be, focusing on the process as a hitter would be some of those things I just said, right? Having a good approach, getting a good pitch to hit, getting your body in position on time to be able to strike the ball and put your best swing on the ball, right? So that would be the process, and that's what you should be focusing on, right? As a pitcher, the process would be, throwing the pitch with conviction where I want to throw the ball, right? Not worrying about what happens after that, right? Not worrying if I make a great pitch and that ball is hit and it's a blooper that falls in, right? I did my job and I focused on the process, right? And now I just repeat that regardless of what happens, regardless of the result or the outcome. And if you think that way as a player, you will be much more confident, right? Think about it as a hitter. It is so much easier to focus on the process, those things, getting a good pitch to hit, putting a good swing on it. That's much easier because it's in your control. The result or the outcome is much tougher. You can't control that completely like you can with the process, right? And so baseball is a difficult game. And again, if you're only worried about the outcome, well, you're going to be disappointed, you're going to be upset, you're going to be angry way more often than you won't be, because it's really difficult, right? In high school, even in high school baseball, if you hit, 350 in high school baseball, depending again on the level that you're at, you're doing a pretty darn good job, right? I mean, 65% of the time, you're not getting a hit. 35% you are. So if you're just focusing on the results, you're going to be upset 65% of the time, right? And so we're trying to be confident as a player. So why am I worried about things I can't control that are going to lower my confidence because it's difficult to have success in baseball, right? When I can focus on the other side of things. Right? And so when I do everything right and I take care of the process and I hit a line drive and the shortstop makes a diving play, I don't think, man, I've got no luck. I'm never going to get a hit, right? No, I think, stay right there. Repeat that again. Do that again. When you walk to the plate the next time, you're going to feel much better about yourself, right? And that will lead to more success down the road, okay? So Process is huge over results and outcomes. And I have this talk a lot with players because a lot of times players will come up to me, right? There's a ball that they hit and, was it an error or was it a hit, right? And they'll say, coach, was that an error? Coach, can I get a hit on that, right? And I say, I don't care, right? I know, and let me say this. I had this talk with our coaching staff, and today is so much different than back when, I'm not that old, but I played before there was social media, right? Before there was Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. Hell, the internet was barely around. And so nobody knew what I did, right? And so, I could go 4 for 4 and really nobody knew. I could go 0 for 4 and really nobody knew. And today is so different, right? Like you go 3 for 4 and people know immediately because it goes all over social media and, it's being shared and text and tweeted and all these things, right? And so, and everyone places such a high result on that, right? Those people aren't able to see the game. They just look at a quick tweet or Instagram and it says, Matt Antonelli went 3 for 4 or Matt Antonelli went 0 for 4, right? And so, players get so consumed with that. And so I understand, I get it. It's different. It's different now than it was then. But with that, even with that being said, I'm always talking to our team about, I don't make decisions based on statistics, based on how many hits you get or any of that, because I know that that's not completely in the control of the players. We've talked about it in the past. Just for an offensive perspective, when I keep track of players and how they're doing, and when I make decisions on lineups, I don't just look at the statistics. We track every single at bat. We track quality of contact. So how hard you hit the ball. We grade it on a 1 to 3 scale. 1 is poor contact, 2 is average, and 3 is hard contact. Every single at bat, you get a 1, 2, or a 3, right? And so we also, every single at bat, players are tracked on ball flight. Did they hit a ground ball, a pop up, a line drive, or a fly ball, right? And then where the ball goes. And so those things right there, right, as well as walks and hit by pitches and getting on base and things like that, those are all, again, more process-oriented things that you can control, much more than a hit or an error, okay? And so I think those are the most important things, okay? So let's just start there. And again, you can do it as a hitter, you can do it as a pitcher, right? How many strikes am I throwing, right? And even with strikes, right? Umpires, same thing. Umpire's not always going to make a perfect call, right? But do I have conviction behind my pitch? Do I choose the pitch that I think works best in this opportunity? Do I throw it with conviction? And do I throw the ball where I want to throw it, right? And that's it. And when the ball is hit, it's out of your hands. It doesn't matter anyway. If you focus on that, you will be much better in the long run, okay? So as much as you can as a player, try to ignore all the other stuff, the statistics, the tweets and the Instagram messages and all of that stuff. Again, easier said than done, but I think you'll have a much more enjoyable experience if you can focus in on the process, okay? And I will say, again, I know it's a little bit different now, but the second thing is focusing on the team and doing what's best for the team. And this goes with kind of my talk on statistics and all that stuff. I will say, as a player looking back, right? When I think about the sports I played football in high school, I played hockey in high school, I played baseball in high school, right? I have no idea. I can't tell you, nor do I care how many goals I scored, how many assists I had, how many touchdowns I had, how many yards I had. I have no idea how many hits I had, I know how many home runs I had. I had 0. I never hit a home run, okay? So I have no idea. I played high school ball less than 20 years ago. Well, 20 years is a long time, I know, but I kind of feel young. In some ways I feel old. But I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. What I do remember is I talk about this. I've talked about this 2 days ago. I remember losing to Matignon my senior year in the semifinals at the Garden in hockey. I have no idea how I played. I don't even know if I scored a goal. I have no clue. I just remember losing the game and how devastating that was. I remember my senior year, and my junior. I remember all the wins and losses, but I remember my senior year losing in the championship game, the Super Bowl, to Everett. I did score a touchdown that game. I could care less. All I remember, and I'm still upset to this day that we lost the game, right? In baseball, I have no idea. My senior year, I have no idea what I hit my senior year. I can't tell you how many hits I had, stolen base I had. I have no idea how many errors I had, no clue. I had a lot of errors. I remember losing to Peabody High School in a huge game where we lost by 1, right? I remember that. I remember winning the state championship my freshman year. I remember dogpiling. I wasn't even in the game. I started in the outfield, and then they pulled me out, and I could give 2 craps. Got pulled out of the game, but I remember winning the championship and having my championship ring. So like, I remember my teammates, I remember those experiences, but I don't remember my stats. I can't tell you, nor do I really ever even think about it. But I'm still pissed off at the losses, and I still remember the wins. I do know that. And when I see friends from high school, like, I don't ever remember talking, like, we never talk about that goal I scored against whoever. Like, I can't even name them, right? But we talk about the games, right? And we talk about the wins, and we talk about the losses and all that stuff. So I try to convey to our team that, like, those are the things that are going to matter down the road. Like, when you see people, when you think about those memories of playing, those are the things you're going to remember. You're probably never ever going to remember how many hits you had, right? Ever. Like, I can barely remember any high school hits. I can't. It's very difficult, right? And I actually did in pro ball, in the major leagues, I had barely any hits. Okay, in high school, I actually had a lot of hits. I don't remember any of them, right? So, and it's the same thing with the other sports. So, I think your experience as a high school player will be so much better if you focus on the process and not just the results and the outcomes, and you focus on the team, okay? If you can put those two things together, I think you will be much happier. And I know that you'll play better because you'll play more confident. And when you don't just play for yourself and you play for someone else, results are usually better, right? I see players struggle when they press, when they try too hard, when they try to do too much because they're trying so bad to get that hit, right? Instead of just doing their job, right? Instead of just focusing on what is going to help the team most in this situation. And I understand that baseball is an individual game kind of disguised as a team sport, right? Because it's pitcher against hitter, right? When the ball's hit to you, it's hit to you, you got to make the play. But it doesn't mean that you want to focus on just the results. If you focus on the process, the results will end up taking care of themselves more often than not. So that's my advice to you, okay? And if you're someone that says, yeah, but I want to play college baseball, so I need to have good stats so colleges like me and they want to recruit me. No one cares about your stats. Nobody cares, right? Like, I've coached in college, I've recruited in college, I talk to college coaches every day. Never, ever, 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 ever once has a college coach called me and said, what was his stats this summer? What are stats in high school? No one cares. No one has ever asked that. Right? Like, I've never answered that question, okay? Because stats don't, like we just said, the results and the outcomes don't always tell the whole story, okay? So if that's your reasoning, who cares? If you think because you're a league all-star, because you hit 420, that's going to get you your college scholarship or get you to play college, it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. So hopefully that helps you out. Just a little bit of, hopefully, some wisdom and some things that I see happening in high school baseball, and I've seen it the last few years that I think will help you guys out. So let me know if you have any questions, comment section below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. If you've got hitters that you're looking to improve before the start of next season, this is essential for you. Matt Antonelli here, former Major League player, first-round pick, and college coach. With this course, we're going to show you exactly, step-by-step, how to generate power, develop bat speed, and enhance swing mechanics. Regardless of your hitter's age, this course is going to deliver advanced hitting techniques that will allow any hitter to get better and make an impact at the plate this spring. We have a full catalog of training content that you can access from anywhere at any time. This course is perfect for players, parents, coaches, instructors, and more. It offers a comprehensive package of drills and techniques that you can directly implement. Our course has helped hitters all over the country at different competition levels, and the feedback that we've received has been outstanding. The work you put in now will drive your success at the plate this spring. Get the essential knowledge that you need to take your game to the next level.